Your car's cranking over really slowly or not at all? Have you just left your lights on, or is your battery dead? That's what we're going to find out in this video. We're going to find out how to locate your battery, how to test it, and if it is dead, then how to replace it. I'm Rick from ifndautoparts, the only marketplace that you should be using to buy and sell your automotive parts. Now, we've all been there. We might have just left your lights on and then your battery's gone dead and it might just need charging, or it might have run its course, it's too old and it might need replacing. So before we dive into changing the battery, let's see if we can find it and test it. So where are you going to find your battery? On this 2004 Mazda MX-5 Mark II, it's in the boot on the right hand side under the carpet. On this 2007 Transit van, there's actually a double battery setup under the driver's seat. And on this 1996 Honda Civic, it's under the bonnet in the top right hand corner. Sometimes there's a battery indicator or eye on top of the battery that's got the state of charge. So if it's green, it's healthy. If it's black or clear, it indicates your battery may need charging or replacing. You can also use a voltmeter to test your battery. If it's reading 12.4, 12.6 volts, it's probably fine. If it's below 12 volts, try charging it first. But if after a day or two it's not holding charge, it's probably best to replace it. Car batteries come in various types, such as lead acid, AGM or lithium ion, and most batteries have a label on them identifying the type of battery, but you can also check your car owner's manual because it also needs to be the correct size, otherwise it won't fit your car. You'll also find specific numbers on your current battery, like the CCA, which means cold cranking amps, which refers to the amount of power your battery can provide when starting your vehicle, and the BCI, which stands for the Battery Council International, or a group size, which is an industry standard that indicates the actual physical size for a car battery, as well as where the positive and negative posts are located on the battery itself. These numbers help ensure that you get the correct replacement battery for your vehicle. You can use these codes to search for your battery on ifndautoparts. Now let's talk about battery terminal types, because it's very important to understand this, because this is how you actually connect the battery to your car. Top post terminals are the most common ones. They have round bolt-like terminals that stick out from the top of the battery. You'll need a spanner or a wrench to loosen the nuts and disconnect the cables. Some vehicles have side post terminals, especially older ones. These are located on the side of the battery post, and to disconnect them you'll need to remove the bolts securing the cable clamps. Now let's discuss battery terminal layout. This is very important because if the positive and the negative are on the wrong sides of the battery, your cables aren't going to reach. The most common battery layouts are top post battery with either right hand positive or left hand positive. Side post battery, as mentioned earlier, these batteries have terminals on the side, often found in older vehicles. Dual terminal battery, some batteries have both the top post and side post terminals. And multi-layout, in some specialised applications batteries have multiple terminals to accommodate various connection needs. It's most important that when you buy a new battery you match the terminal type, the size and the power of the one that's on your vehicle, otherwise it's not going to work properly. In some cases, especially with larger vehicles or special setups, you might encounter a scenario where multiple batteries are connected, like the Transit. While connecting multiple batteries, you also might come across a situation where you're crossing over leads. That means you're connecting a negative terminal on one battery to a positive terminal on another battery. That would then mean the batteries are in series. So for example, if you connected two 12-volt batteries together in series, it then becomes 24 volts. But if you connect the multiple batteries in parallel, so you connect both positives together and both negatives together, two 12-volt batteries stay as 12 volts. However, this is an advanced setup and should only be attempted if you have a good understanding of your vehicle's electrical system. To save yourself getting in trouble in the first place, it's probably a good idea to change your battery every 3 to 5 years anyway. Preventative maintenance goes a long way to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. Right, now we've got the right battery, let's assemble some tools. You're going to need some safety gloves, some safety glasses as well if you're not wearing glasses, some spanners. It's probably going to be a 10mm, a 12mm or a 13mm or a combination, a wire brush, an old cloth and some battery cleaner and protector, all like this is, all in one. Also make sure your car's parked, engage the handbrake and make sure the keys are out of the ignition. And if your car has a key fob, make sure it's at least 2 meters away to prevent accidental electronic interference. it's best to perform the battery replacement in a well ventilated area to minimise the potential of explosion from the gas emitted from a faulty battery. Pop the hood and be patient, allow the engine to fully cool down before getting started. Now it's time to get your hands dirty. We'll start with the negative terminal first, usually marked with a minus sign. If we were to start with the positive terminal and accidentally touch the wrench to the car's body, then we could short out the system. The negative terminal is connected to a black cable and the positive terminal is marked with a plus and has a red cover on it. Use the right size wrench to loosen the nut on the negative terminal and carefully remove the cable, set it to one side and then do the same with the positive cable. Wrap the terminal in a rag to insulate it from shorting. This precaution is to avoid potential damage to the wiring and electrical systems as the terminal may still be alive. Next, remove any clamps or brackets securing the battery in place and lift the old battery out. Now take a closer look at your clamps and cables. If you notice any corrosion, it might be time to replace them. And if you see any corrosion or battery acid around the engine or on your paintwork, rinse it with water to dilute it or use some of the battery terminal cleaner. Make sure to dry them thoroughly afterwards. While you're at it, take a moment to wipe down the battery tray to remove any corrosion or build-up. A wire brush with some battery cleaner will do the trick. Now let's bring in the new battery. Place it into the tray and make sure it sits level. If you bought the right battery, the positive and the negative should be at the correct ends. Don't forget to remove the plastic covers from the new battery terminals and give the post a spray with anti-corrosion solution or the battery protector spray, which will help prevent corrosion and improves the connection. Now when connecting the new battery, remember to do the opposite of what you did to disconnect the previous battery. Positive terminal first, don't over tighten it, then the negative terminal, and before we finish, give those terminals a final check to make sure they're securely connected. Now shut the hood, start the engine, and make sure everything is working correctly. Remember to reset your car clock and any other instruments like your stereo that may have stopped with changing your car battery. And there you have it, well done. You've successfully changed your car battery. With ifndautoparts, you'll find all the resources and parts you need for hassle-free vehicle maintenance. Remember, go on the website now to explore a wide range of vehicle car parts and accessories.
Oi, are you coming? You said we were going out.
I've had a flat battery.